What's up, you guys? So yesterday was the state of play. The PlayStation panel for the state of play. They showed a couple of games. I feel like we've just had possibly one of the best state of play that we've had in a while. Like we've seen a lot of games, and I feel like they kind of just hit a lot of marks. We had God of War. They showed a bunch of new games. We got the new Rayman, the Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. It was just a shit ton of great games that they showed at the state of play. But this specifically we're talking about is going to be about Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, because I feel like we had possibly the best reveal trailer yesterday for Marvel Tokon. It was actually, to me, one of the best trailers I've seen in a fighting game in a long time. And it showed something that I've been hoping for us to see. It revealed new characters that I feel like were well deserved and should have been in a fighting game for Marvel for a very, very long time. These were like highly requested characters for a while now. They revealed Magneto, which I feel like Magneto was almost like it's almost like it would have been a disappointment if we wouldn't have had Magneto in the game. I feel like a lot of people probably would have felt like this is a big disappointment and a huge, you know, failed project, because not having Magneto in a Marvel fighting game is probably like one of the biggest disappointments you can possibly have. I mean, a lot of people love Magneto. He's been like the go-to character for Marvel fighting games for a while, especially ever since Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So having Magneto in a fighting game just seemed like it made a lot of sense. So they showed Magneto, they showed the Green Goblin, they showed Carnage. Um, this was this was a great reveal, if you ask me. Like, it was just really great to see these characters finally get some attention, finally get some light shined on them. So I want to actually look at the gameplay that was revealed for Marvel Tokon yesterday and see if we can go through some things, because with all the hype that was surrounding these characters revealed, I feel like I didn't even really get a chance to really analyze what was going on with the move sets and everything. But I wanted to look through it because it was such a hype moment, like we've waited for characters like this for a while. I mean, Venom has always been in Marvel fighting games, but we've never had I don't believe we've ever had another Spider-Man villain aside from Venom. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like Venom was really the only Spider-Man villain we had in a fighting game. So now we have Carnage, and Carnage looks dope as fuck, man. Carnage looks dope as hell. And for you guys right now, I just want you to know this is a Marvel Tokon glazing video. So if you're not here to glaze Marvel Tokon right now, this is not the video for you. Carnage, Green Goblin, they just look amazing. They look great. Green Goblin looks great, and he looks like possibly one of the most interesting characters in this game. He had some very, very interesting move sets that I could honestly say look very different from what I'm used to. So I want to look at their gameplay real quick and see if we can go through some things and just see if we can analyze exactly what's happening in this game in this reveal trailer. So let's do that. Let's take a look at this real quick. Magneto, he just looks so good, man. And the thing about this Magneto is he really doesn't he looks a little bit different. I believe, from Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Magneto. The design looks a little bit sharper, I would say. Let's go
Promises
into
shall be kept.
This violence will solve
So it
nothing
looks
else.
like Magneto. He in this they gave it looks like they gave him a lot more control over metal in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's throwing metal all over the place. He looks like he has like a bunch of gravitational pulls.
My dearest Aurora, mutant kind shall rise.
So right there was kind of interesting. Let me try to slow.
I will kind
It looks like he has like a
shall.
dive, right? Like he dives down. He hits Storm with something, and then he just dives right down at her and starts to continue the combo. So that was kind of something I noticed during the gameplay trailer,
Kind
where he throws these like metal shards at her, and then he dives
shall.
down. So this is like a I don't know if this is like a controlled movement ability. I mean, because most of the characters, they can only do like forward dashes, right? In this game, I don't believe the characters can do diagonally down like dashes. It looks like something just unique to Magneto, where he can just dive down and then continue that combo, right? So Magneto looks good. He looks like a real, combo based character, which is, obviously Magneto's whole, mechanic. He's very good at like controlling the space. He looks like he has good space. He looks like he can control a spaced environment. Long range attacks. He can bring you into, his space and then definitely just like start up a whole combo chain. So it looks like Magneto has the ability to do a lot. So it looks like Magneto has the ability to really like control a lot of spacing and also bring you in and destroy you completely from close range. Green Goblin. I think Green Goblin looks amazing. Like I really do. I think he looks amazing. I like the design on him. It looks just great, man. Like this is what I'm saying. Like, this character, I feel like this character has been requested for so long. So to finally see him in a fighting game is just so great to see that they're finally giving us characters that we really wanted that we haven't seen in a fighting game in forever. Like we've never seen these characters before at all. So it's really good to see that they got Green Goblin in here. I think he's a great addition. He will be a great addition to this game.
Showtime!
Now, here it looks like, from what I'm seeing, it looks like Green Goblin has the ability to not only fight off his glider, but also on his glider. Also, the stage and the background looks great. It's nighttime, I believe nighttime in New York City. So this looks really good. I feel like this is gonna be like a really good stage to fight on. So I'm really happy that they actually decided to put day and night stages in this game.
You look a little angry.
See, it looks like while he's on the glider, he's able to actually fight and do combos, which is crazy to me because I feel like that's something that we've really not seen before. So let's go back for a little bit and see. Bring that back a little bit.
Showtime!
All right, so he rushes at Spider, throws something at him, throws boomerang, rushes again. So he's able to shoot some missiles from the glider. So this is something I feel like we've never really actually seen a character do. This character has the ability to combo while on his glider, send the glider away, and still continue to fight. So I feel like Green Goblin is just going to be a very unique character because I've never seen a character that has the ability to do this before. I'm not sure if this is something that we've ever seen. I think this is a brand new, you know, ability for a character to have. I mean, it's just crazy that he throws a bomb, he sends the glider out, right? Now, if you notice, he sends the glider out and he ducks. Spider-Man he does the spider sense move where he dodges the glider as it's coming back towards him and Green Goblin. So that is crazy. Like, let's see that again. He sends the glider out.
Time to stop.
And as the glider is coming back, Spider-Man dodges it. So imagine doing this during gameplay. Imagine being in the middle of a fight. Goblin sends the glider out. He's able to continue fighting you, but also you kind of got to worry about him and you got to worry about the glider coming back and hitting you as some kind of like mix-up, right? That would be that's like crazy to think that Green Goblin can actually use his glider to do some kind of mix-up ability where he can hit you from behind, pause, while he's about to combo you and everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's interesting to see.
Nothing, Gobby. Oh, you
He blocks Spider-Man, grabs him, hits him with a bomb.
away.
Now we have the stage transition, and here comes this. And Carnage. Oh man, this again another character that's been requested for so long. Carnage is just great that we're finally getting some Carnage, attention. Like he's finally getting the attention he deserves, man. We've had Venom for so many games. I feel like it's not a bad thing to finally have someone different, which is Carnage. Granted, Carnage and Venom, I feel like they would have like similar play styles, right? They're both going to be using similar play styles in a way where the symbiote is practically just hitting you with a bunch of crazy, zany moves. You're getting hit with whips and all type of stuff from all over the place. Carnage is definitely a great addition to this game. So see, so if you notice, Carnage also has like long range. It looks like he's also like a long range and close range kind of character because he can catch you from long range and he can also start comboing you from close range. So he looks like he's just gonna be an overall type character where he just has crazy setup and moves where he's able to, destroy you from long range. You can't. So like for characters like Danger who can basically throw a whole bunch of projectiles at you from across the freaking stage and everything. We have a character like Carnage who can basically say, "Hey, you're not gonna stand over there and think you're just gonna just tie me down." You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna just lock me down into this one space. Like now, I have the ability to also fight you from across the screen. But once he brings you in close to him, he can also, you know, pretty much damage you up. So he turns his arm into like different various weapons. So I mean that's typical Carnage. That looks like a level 1 where he does like the that looks like a Venom special from Marvel vs. Capcom. You remember the Venom level 1 where Venom did the that crazy thing where he had the symbiote suit just basically start coming from the ground, hitting you in the air and everything. So that looks like something similar to Venom that
Moment has come! Attack! No mercy.
So right there is an interesting it looks like Magneto throws a car at you, which is crazy. Hold on. Let me slow that down for a second. It looks like he grabs a police car from out of nowhere and literally hits you with it. I don't know if that's like part of his if that's part of his moves, then that's just crazy. Like,
No mercy.
launch a police car at you. Carnage comes out. Carnage just looks so fun. And then right there you have assist instant soldier again with throws the bomb. And look at how seamless that looked. Like it looks crazy because Green Goblin is gonna be one of those technical characters. I don't believe you're just gonna be able to pick up Green Goblin and use him like a regular character. You're gonna have to really lab this character because he is basically a character that I feel like he's one of those characters that once he is off his glider, he has like a different set of moves, and once he's on his glider, he has like a different set of moves. Yeah, man, I just think that's crazy how, out of all these characters, I would say honestly, Green Goblin just looks like the most technical, advanced. Like, Carnage looks like a pretty decent character. He looks really great. He looks amazing. But I feel like Green Goblin is gonna be one of those characters that's really gonna have to be labbed the most because from the looks of it, his movesets just look crazy. I mean, he can basically fight you on and off his glider, and I'm wondering exactly how much does his playstyle change once he actually gets on the glider because it looks like he has a whole different way of traversing the stage. He has a whole different way of moving around, kind of like Magneto. Like we see Magneto did the dive in a diagonal fashion, and then also Green Goblin also has the same kind of dive where he's actually able to rush and continue his combo um in a different kind of like way. So it's interesting the way they made these characters, because I feel like they're very different from the characters we're normally used to seeing in a fighting game. But this is a real good thing. This actually makes Marvel Tokon so much more unique now that they actually announced these characters. I feel like we were kind of getting a little bit worried, figuring that the game was going to be not that fun to look at, not that interesting. But with the reveal of these new characters that they have, I feel like it just kind of made the game even that much more, interesting. And I feel like people are even that much more hyped for the game now. We still have 4 more characters, I believe, to go, and people are speculating that this is gonna be like the Midnight Sun, where we have like Blade, Ghost Rider, maybe Doctor Strange, so we might have Moon Knight. So we're assuming that those could be like some of the next reveals that we have for this game. And if you really think about it, the potential for DLC for this game is going to be great. But I feel like with this roster that we're currently seeing right now, I feel like we're actually seeing a pretty decent lineup. We have a pretty um a pretty diverse roster for this lineup so far. And with the reveal of Magneto, which is a great reveal, huge thanks to arc system works, because this is something that I feel like people were concerned about, that Magneto was going to probably be a DLC character and not an actual, launch character. So it's great to see that Magneto is actually going to be a launch character in this game when it comes out. And it's great to see that we have two Spider-Man heroes. We got Penny Parker and we got Spider-Man, and we have two Spider-Man villains. So that's great that they actually added these characters into the game. And I feel like with the addition of Green Goblin and Carnage, I feel like it's just gonna, make the game even that much more interesting. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like now that we have Carnage, I'm definitely a lot more optimistic. I'm a lot more hyped for the game, because before I didn't really. I mean, I thought about, maybe trying out, what's her name? Danger. I thought about, I like Miss Marvel, obviously, and I thought about a few characters, but to be honest with you, there really wasn't a lot of characters in this game that I felt like were hitting for me. Like, I just didn't feel like I was really too hyped for a lot of characters. But seeing Green Goblin and Carnage, it makes me a little bit more hyped, because I love how Green Goblin looks. I love how Carnage looks. And I know there's a lot of people right now is pretty much saying the same thing. It's like, now that you have Carnage and Green Goblin, there's a lot of people that's most likely going to want to be into playing the game. So I'm very excited to see more from those two characters. I can't wait to see what people come up with those two characters, because they just look so good. Like, they just look so good in this game. I mean, so amazing. And Magneto looks good. It just looks like such a great game now. I'm also hyped for Black Panther, but that's a whole, another thing. But like I said, Black Panther, Danger looks good. um Magic, everybody was saying that Magic was probably like the most fun character out of all the characters that they announced so far. He was saying like Magic looks like one of the most funnest characters so far in this game. So Magic was one of the characters that I definitely wanted to try out. But now with the addition to these characters, I'm very hyped to see what people come up with. And I can't wait to see how these characters play, because like I said, these are characters that people have been waiting for a long time. So now that they're actually here, I'm just super excited that this game is actually going in a great direction. It looks like it's going to be one of those games that is just going to be just played for a long, long time, and giving that we can get so much new additional DLC characters, and the direction that the developers can actually take this game is going to be interesting to see where Marvel Tokon is within the next couple of years.